Are we on the air?
And we're back. This is Third Coast Radio. I'm your host, Kamikaze The Kingmaker. I'm in here with the Cool Kids. And you just heard, of course, anymore by the illustrious songstress herself, Miss Stefunie Luckett. And as promised at the top of the program, we got Stefunie Luckett live in the studio right now. We got Stefunie Luckett in the building. We are honored again to have you back in. This is your second time on Third Coast Radio. When you came before, we were in the closet. And they done let us out the closet now, and we are live in Studio A, as we have coined it.
Oh, and it looks great.
We got a TV.
Thank you. We have a TV now.
TV and everything.
We've got elbow and knee room in here as well. You know, Java is in the pilot seat back there, in the producer seat. It's a real radio show. This is a real radio show we on right here, boy. That's what I'm telling you, man. We moving on up.
Mama, we media now.
Yeah, we moving on up, man. We out the closet, but we are very pleased to have you back. And of course, since you were here last, of course, there's a lot that's been going on.
It is.
You have dropped a brand new single.
Yes.
You got some new music out there.
Yes.
New things going on. So we're going to get into all of that now. We just came out of your new single, Anymore. There's a lot of good things happening with that record right now. So tell us the inspiration behind Anymore, how long it's been out. And, you know, I hear it's doing quite well out there. So tell us what's been going on with this record.
Basically, the idea came from a young man named Jaworski Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Jaworski wrote it. He wrote it, and he actually, it's funny because when he presented it to me, I was actually going through exactly what the song was talking about. And I just literally, when I heard
Which
it,
was what for our listeners out there that have not heard
Oh,
it?
wow.
You know, they just heard the song and maybe did not decipher what they heard.
Okay, so Anymore basically talks about heartbreak, heartache, going through a relationship where you're doing so much for a person and you love that person, but you start to realize that they really don't love you. And you start basically saying in a nutshell, I can't take it. I can't do this anymore. I've got to go. I've got to go, and you got to go on about your business because I can't. I need something better. So Anymore is really talking about exactly that. Just saying, you know what, forget it.
This is enough.
This is enough. I've had enough. I can do better by myself. You know, it's the old saying, and that's exactly it.
So tell us about the record. Who produced the record? Anyone else who worked on the record, and what's been happening with the record? Because you've been getting play in a lot of fantastic places. You know what I'm saying? Third Coast Radio, of course, is one of the most important places, but a lot of the other places where you've been getting played.
So it was written and it actually was produced by Jaworski Lake. Jaworski Lake, RJL is what they call him in Southern Soul. He's transitioned from R&B to Southern Soul and back to R&B. However, he is definitely going hard in trying to write and produce for different artists. He's been a friend for a long time. He's from the Memphis area. Literally, this song is being played overseas like crazy. And we are definitely trying to get it to, start playing here. It is R&B. I am venturing into Southern Soul as well. However, R&B is always going to be my love. Neo Soul is always going to be my love. So that's going to take precedence over, pretty much everything.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to interrupt.
You're
I didn't want to
perfectly
interrupt
fine.
before you finish.
I was done.
You are a force in this live music.
Oh wow!
Like, tour de force.
Tour de force in this live music.
Thank you.
When and I've always wanted to ask this question to people who can just go out there and just do it. How do you know when to just let a band play?
It's a feeling. It really is. It's a feeling. They get on me sometimes. They get on me sometimes because a lot of times I can literally just continue to keep singing without giving myself a break and letting them do their part and kind of doing solos and everything else. Sometimes I'll just continue to keep singing, but that's just because my energy and that's just what I'm feeling. But every now and then I do have my times where I'm just kind of looking like, okay, Justin, you go ahead and play something. Carol, you go ahead and play something. It's just a feeling. It's really a feeling of what the song calls for at that time. What the song calls for at that time. So Yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
oof. Because I'm on one show, I was just sitting back like, everybody good.
Oh, yeah. Listen, you gotta have a good team behind
Yeah,
you.
you gotta have a good band.
You gotta have a good
Definitely.
band.
You
You gotta have a good band. I always say, especially with my band and my background singers, even in times where if I'm singing background, I want to enhance what someone has going on.
Yes.
So they definitely enhance everything, and they'll get on me. You know, they're family, so they'll get on me at times as well. Like, hey, you need to do this, or hey, you need to back off of this. And I appreciate them. I really do. Your band has to somewhat be like your family, like your
Yes.
support system.
Definitely, definitely.
You know, I thought Kaz was telling me a story a while back when he was talking about how when it comes to performing, he gets very excited and everything. And honestly, I've seen you perform multiple times. I remember the first time, and you probably don't remember this, but it was like, I think, 2015, 16, I was at the Jackson Indie Music Awards doing like the press conference time, and you was like the first person I actually interviewed out there. Yeah. It was
I
a
do
long
remember
time.
that.
It was like out there in the hallway.
Yep.
And I was a girl with a
I
camera
remember
and a
that.
mic, and I was new to all of this. And honestly, to see your growth, I think is amazing.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank
it's awesome to see Black women literally dominating the music field.
Yeah.
You know, and who are some Black women that you may have worked with or may have inspired you to continue to create your music?
Good question.
Lettucey I haven't worked with Lettucey, but Lettucey is someone that I completely admire. I love her. Her work ethic, her voice, and her personality, even what she shows in videos and anything, she seems to be this person that is just like really down to earth. I had one opportunity, and it wasn't that I was able to talk to her, but she actually played one of my songs on her storyline, and I was just she didn't know anything about me. She didn't know anything, had never heard of me, but she still put me on her timeline, and I literally thought, that's amazing, because you don't get a lot of artists that will do that, especially mainstream artists that will do that. So Lettucey is one. Layla Hathaway is another. Layla Hathaway, Jesus.
Amazing.
is
Yeah, amazing.
absolutely amazing. I love her. I've not met her, and I hope that I do one day. But I hope to actually meet both of them. But I have seen them in concert, and the experience from just the concerts alone is just one that, you know, you're kind of looking like, oh my God, that's Legacy. Oh my gosh, that's Layla. So I would say they are two of the biggest artists, female artists that I love. Of course, you got Jasmine. I love Jasmine
Oh yeah.
too.
Oh yeah.
I love Jasmine. She has a different sound, and the one thing that I love about all three of them is it's not a thing of trying to sound like someone else. They have their own sound.
Yeah.
And that's the people that you actually see in music industry that have longevity when it comes to their careers. Like their careers are long because they have such a different voice. Whitney is Whitney because of who Whitney is and because of her voice. Lettucey is going to always be Lettucey because of Lettucey's voice. Jasmine is always going to be Jasmine because of Jasmine's voice.
We gotta get some Lettucey on. Right after
Most
this interview.
definitely.
All right,
Most definitely.
we're gonna get some Lettucey. For y'all listening, we're gonna get some Lettucey on.
Yeah.
Y'all might be saying, you know, I haven't heard Lettucey before. You might have heard the name before. So we're gonna play some Lettucey on Third
Please
Coast
do.
Radio, so y'all can check her out. You know what I'm saying, after this interview, and you can kind of get familiar with these artists that Miss Stefunie Luckett is talking about. Now, you talked about venturing off into Southern Soul and your love for R&B, and you kind of have you've traveled on both of those paths.
Yes.
So if you had to pick one of those to do permanently going forward, and you had to pick a lane to be in, which one would it be? And those lanes kind of merge
Yeah,
at a few
they
points
can.
here and there. But
They
if you had to
definitely
pick
can.
one, what would that be?
R&B. It would be R&B. That's always going to be a part of me. I love R&B. I love R&B, neo soul music. I'm an artist. I'm a singer. So whatever is put in front of me, I'm going to try my hardest to conquer. But I love R&B, neo soul. It's just something about that music. And you're right. It can venture. It can go into each other. Like literally. You have Calvin Richardson, who is a Southern soul artist. However, he is an R&B artist as well. And
He started out as an R&B artist.
He started out as an R&B artist, and he still sings his R&B songs on tour and everything.
Right.
Even with artists like Sir Charles. Sir Charles has always been a Southern soul artist, but his music sounds a little more of R&B than it does Southern soul. So, I'm gonna sing whatever God tells me. whatever is put in front of me, I'm gonna make sure that I sing it, and I'll make sure that I cover it. However, yes, I love R&B.
So we're going to go to the break real quick, because when we come back, you're going to perform live for us.
Yeah.
All right? In our live from Studio A segment. So, live from Studio A. This is going to be our second live from Studio A performance. We're going to have Miss Stefunie Luckett. She's going to be in here live. And she has Justin on guitar in here. We know who you are.
What's up, Justin?
Yeah, Vay brought in the guitarist that we all know. She bought Ben Strings in here last week, and you got Justin in here, and we know who Justin is. He's trying to slip in here, superstar guitarist. We know who you are. We know who you are. So
Justin Carter.
Yeah, we're gonna let you do your thing, but when we get ready to go to break right now, I want to know, what Legacy song do you want to hear?
The Weekend.
The Weekend. All right, this is The Weekend by Legacy right here on Third Coast Radio. When we come back, we got Stefunie Luckett live in the studio. For our listening audience, of course, we got our live from Studio A segment, and we've got Miss Stefunie Luckett and Mr. Justin Carter in here, and they're going to perform for y'all live on the air. So turn your radios up wherever you are right now. Miss Stefunie Luckett, take it away.
So bad I can't stand you wanted to play in the streets, then come home and lay right next to me. Yes, you knew I loved, hurt so bad I can't stand. I can't do this love anymore. It's hurting my heart. I can't lie. I can't do this love anymore. It hurts my heart to say goodbye. Hurts my heart to say goodbye anymore. It hurts my heart to say goodbye. You damaged me, yes you did. I don't know if I could love anymore. Put my trust in you, everything I had. Then you turned around and walked out that door. To be with another woman, I don't understand. I don't get it, I don't get it. You were the one who said that you love me. Woo! Guess you lied to me. Yes, you did. I don't know if I can trust you no more. Yeah, ooh, I can't do this love anymore. It's hurting my heart. I can't lie. I can't lie. I can't do this love anymore. It hurts my heart to say goodbye. Oh, anymore, anymore, anymore. It hurts my heart to say goodbye, 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 baby. Anymore, anymore, anymore. It hurts my heart to say goodbye.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Thank y'all
Oh.
so much.
I hope whoever that was, I hope you was listening.
Oh, please be
Oh,
listening.
It's over. It is done.
We
Done, over with.
It is done. If you listening, whatever your name is,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it is over with. She is done. Ladies and gentlemen, Stefunie Luckett. So, real quick,
Ooh, got me breathing hard. I'm sorry.
all right.
Listen.
I'm
So
sorry.
recently, real quick before we get to all your social and stuff, and I want you to talk about this real quick because I know that there are a lot of artists that experience this, and I want you to kind of talk about it.
Okay.
You know, you recently, posted a message that you got from someone
yeah.
on your page who,
Yeah.
was saying some very derogatory things about you,
Yeah.
and you handled it, with a lot of grace, and you presented it, to the world for them to see,
Yeah.
a lot of times. And this is something that is, frequent with female artists
Mhm.
anyway,
It
with
is.
women
It is.
anyway. So talk about that message as much as you want to get into it,
Okay.
and, your thoughts on it and how you handle it, and how would you suggest, female artists particularly, but artists in general,
Yeah.
that get these trolls that get into your inbox and, try to break your spirit.
Don't let them. Don't ever let them break your spirit. Ever. That situation was actually a situation where a troll, we're going to call him exactly what it is, a troll, did try to break my spirit. He talked about everything from my vocal ability to my look. And for someone coming from the background that I came from, just to give just a little bit, I was raised in Hawaii. And so, in Hawaii, you normally see the long hair, beautiful women and everything else. And I'm this dark-skinned chocolate, female. But they never made me feel any different. But of course, I felt a little bit different because, you going into that type of world, it's a little different, for an African American
Mhm.
woman.
Mhm.
But they never made me feel different. But I had a self-esteem issue, and even from that going into an abusive relationship, abusive marriage, with that situation, mentally, you go through the physical abuse,
Mhm.
but mentally, that can take a toll on you as
Right,
well. So
right.
hearing things like "you'll never be this, you'll never be that, a man I only want you for this," and things like that can do something to you mentally, and it did.
Mhm.
For a long time, I wouldn't dress up. Before then I was, I always dressed up and things like that. But after that, after the domestic abuse,
Mhm.
I went into a stage of literally not wanting people to see me. So I didn't dress up. I didn't get my hair done. I, made sure that I dressed in big clothes so people couldn't see me, because if my ex-husband or my husband at the time is telling me, well, you're really not that pretty and you really not this. And so to actually see someone say that
Right.
to me,
Right.
and send me a message
Mhm.
with saying that, it did something to me. It did. I'm gonna be honest. It didn't.
Right.
I didn't even think about the artist portion. I thought about the personal
Yes.
portion at first.
Absolutely.
But then I thought about what I've been through. So then it went from, wait, okay, I can deal with him calling me ugly. I can deal with him talking about everything else, but this man just said I can't sing. Wait, that's like, oh my gosh. And anybody else probably would have reacted in a different way, you know. But you have to remain professional. You have to remain professional. And in this situation, I had to remain professional. And literally just, you know, kind of give him a God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. He even followed up with trying to say, you know, he basically wanted to give me vocal lessons afterwards. And in my mind, I'm thinking, how are you going to insult me and then at the same time offer your services? Yeah, that's not going to work. But I had to handle it with grace. And I think that's just because of being around so many different artists and literally kind of, you know, taking in what they've offered to show me and teach me and basically be a mentor. So I had to take the high road in that case. And now will he contact me again? He probably will. You know, there's no doubt in my mind that he probably will again. And you can. That's perfectly fine. And my response is still going to be the same, because here's the thing. You never know who's watching. And you never know who's recording. And you never know who's screenshotting to make sure that you look bad. So if it gets to a point where, you know, in your career, they see you at a certain point, guess what they're going to do? They're going to bring these things back to say, oh, this person is they really not this. They're, you know, their artistry is good, but personality-wise, you're not going to get the opportunity to do that. Not to me. And even as a female, you know, as a female, we take jabs all the time. You know, and you would be amazed at how many things and how the things that are said to me in my inbox. But I have to keep focused.
You have to. And you handled it, you know, very well. Of course, these people are demented and they have mental issues. But, you know, when I saw the man say you couldn't sing, I knew he was on drugs. I knew he was on hardcore drugs at that point, and he needed some help. And I don't know if it was that. It might have been stronger than that.
Look, it had to be something strong. I don't toot my own horn, but at least I think I can sing a little. You know.
That's prescription medication abuse right there.
Yeah, with a side of audaciousness.
Yes. If people want to get in touch with you, Stefunie, give them all of the social media handles. If they want to book you, give them all the information right now.
So
how they can get in touch with you.
Social media, of course, that is going to be Stefunie Music. That is on Instagram. That is Stefunie. We kind of spell it a different way. If you know me, I've done rebranding. So Stefunie is Stefunie, spelled a little bit different, but still pronounced the same. Stefunie Music. That is Instagram. As far as Facebook is Stefunie Luckett. But you also have my artist page, which is just Stefunie, Stefunie. Booking wise, you would need to email. We're emailing. We are emailing.
Absolutely.
We are emailing.
Yes.
It is Stefunie Luckett Music, and music is spelled this, you know, the regular way, at gmail.com, and that's how you get in touch with booking for me.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Stefunie Luckett.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Fantastic, as always, man. We appreciate you coming back, and of course, next time you drop another single, you gotta come back here.
We're dropping a whole album. The album is coming.
When is the album coming?
The sophomore album is coming. It is coming in February, and it is called Her Language.
Yeah, it is. So we got to have you back in studio when that new album drops. Well, Stefunie Luckett, ladies and gentlemen, this is Third Coast Radio. When we come back, we got more music, man. Let's go.